All I hear is
I'm sorry, but
it's this case. Yeah, all I hear is it's this case, and I'm very worried because I haven't gotten this far yet. I've not played a Great Ace Attorney in a while.
So wait, Cameron, have you finished this case?
I finished this case, yeah.
Okay.
I
Alright.
haven't finished Neo because I've been consumed with the Ghost of Tsushima.
That's completely understandable. Ghost of Tsushima is so good.
Alright.
So good.
I'm not ready for this.
Anyway, to then going back to the previous conversation, to then go to episode 5 and it's saying this episode contains scenes of violence that may not be suitable for all audiences is kind of scary considering they had a horny scene in the last episode. So
thank you for saying it to everyone on Twitch.
hey guys, watch the case study of Vanitas. It's great.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag I love this series.
Hashtag please sponsor us.
Big Vanitas, please sponsor us.
Hashtag possibly sponsored. Anyway. Oh my god. I hate when we keep jumping between Ace Attorney games but the story throws me off. Nani, the fuck is going on? Something's not right here. There's shovel in the air. Wait, I can't move. Ah! What the fuck? Why am I handcuffed? Kyle, you want to be Russian for today?
No.
You'll be Russian today.
I'm not. I don't even know if I want to attempt Russian though. Fuck.
All right, you want to be our good old detective? Then I'll take over.
So you wake up now. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You're a true cold-blooded man.
You
This feels more like Dracula than anything else, but okay.
You found me then. By the way, you're related to Dracula? I'm gonna take that silence as possible.
I neither confirm nor deny these allegations. Now, we found you, and now you pay, criminal.
Huh?
How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, hmm?
Sorry.
Now you have been found, it is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. Hmm?
No, I'll tell you everything. There is female text going for there.
There's only one thing I'd like to know from you.
Isn't that
Queen?
What's up?
Why did you do it? Why did you take his life?
Miss Sato? Wait. What did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Katsuma?
Ha! You pretend not to know. You are a wolf in the sheep's belt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses.
Oh, he's French now?
I don't fucking know.
Huh? Huh?
No, he is the man of mystery. Maybe he's Russian, maybe he's Italian, maybe he's French. We'll never know.
He will forever be, his identity will forever be a mystery.
Oh my god, no, I have to say this line. Fuck.
You have to say it.
Oh, rip.
Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Baby boy!
Oh.
Here, in this very cabin, was bolted shut from the inside.
His body?
Please. Do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep.
Kazuma's dead? But he can't be.
I'm sorry, did you just burst?
And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I...
I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-san's life? Answer me! Please.
No. No! Sorry, I have to be a bit dramatic on that.
Welcome
Kazuma.
back to Nazi Bar, we kept it warm for you.
It was just 2 short weeks ago.
I'm just sitting here crying, you know?
Yeah.
Not my baby. Not my baby.
Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble?
Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study?
It was really something else when they brought your luggage here earlier, though. The way the Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die!
Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look.
Ouch.
Okay, can we stop talking about my short stature, Kazuma? Seriously? Hey, also, hey, honestly, I thought I'd break every bone in my body. You know how fucking tight that thing is?
About 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you.
I mean, I'm sure that if I'm a stowaway on this boat, we'll probably get to Great Britain, but, I mean, how are we gonna get past the immigration and whatnot? Did you not think about this, Kazuma? What the hell?
Who's Cosma? He doesn't think sometimes.
I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving for a stowaway.
They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure.
What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady?
From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotaba, you mean?
From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide her, couldn't we? I believe she'd give me away.
No. But if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this.
I suppose so.
Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there. I think it won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze.
Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it.
Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write "keep out" or something on this paper?
What?
Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside.
I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How could this have happened? You're supposed to be going on this adventure into England together! Ah!
You leave the next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer.
No! I'm not a murderer! Also, I'm getting deja vu. This is like the second time this has happened now.
You said before. You said you admit everything about your clients.
No! That's not right! I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend?
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth.
Sasato-san? Please tell me what happened. I need to know!
Very well. There is something I would like to ask of you too.
Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I also suppose I could do. All I can do is to try to find out what really happened. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door cannot be operated from the outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit could have only been someone inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible. How did he die then? What exactly happened?
You still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Sato-san, you have to tell me!
The cause of death is still undetermined.
I don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So presumably that means that there was no obvious external signs of injury then.
That's true, yes.
Cosmo, stick this over the doors of the wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese, though I'm not sure the ocean crew could actually read it.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Huh, this is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember working really hard to make it, but I'll never forget how Cosmo reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I'm sure people would get the idea, even if they didn't read it. So, we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know how the crew thought it was creepy or whatnot, but no one opened the doors! Okay, can't anyone tell me what exactly happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably, that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yes, I was, but
He would always wake up before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin? I wonder.
I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... Oh, baby boy! There was cousin Senna.
God.
That's why we have
Collapsing the
the
floor. My baby
He's sleeping.
boy.
He's sleeping. Of course he's sleeping, right?
My baby boy. My baby boy.
And the white tape there now shows exactly where it was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
This is very hard to believe for me too. Trust me.
Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question.
Yes. All right. Ugh, my head feels so heavy. is still throbbing like anything.
Why are you even on board the ship? Naruhodo-san. You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm afraid that's true. It's been 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin for the entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-san's cabin for so long without me noticing?
No. That would have been impossible, obviously.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you? But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
I don't understand.
Kazuma, why did you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extremes like to smuggle me into England with you?
It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself.
Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious.
You have the talent for it. I can assure you of that.
But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
Well, no, definitely not.
But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then
Then what?
nothing. Forget it.
Huh?
Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe, but something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes, and it was darker than I'd ever seen them before. Sasata-san, I'm sorry that we kept this secret from you. My stowing away on this ship, I mean.
I know Kazuma-sama. I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's exactly right, yes! Wow, perfect, word perfect, in fact.
You're not the culprit. Then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me here something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into the wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I
Fell asleep?
well, yes.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed?
Well, yes.
Her look.
Alright. I know it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Something wrong?
No, no, it's... Please, forget it.
Sasata-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this.
Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen?
Baby boy.
Can't take this!
My baby boy. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry, but Kazuma's killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No! I can't allow that to happen!
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to excuse me. Ah!
That was a Susato takedown.
Salato, what? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry? Prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to?
Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago. You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. Show her some evidence right now! Yes! Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck all over the doors?
Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So, naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yeah, oh.
Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I could have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma!
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor,
Hey!
I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you can help me up? What the?
I just love that entire scene of just Susato being like upside down because she just fucking flipped Ryunosuke. Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back.
What the heck does she think I am? A magician?
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same.
Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh,
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you to use your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Oh, that's
Right.
not menacing at all.
well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death!
I'll be back. I'm gonna go grab a drink. You guys can investigate. Just give me 2 zigs.
Alright, I'm gonna go look at this.
Look at this vent.
Look at this vent. Every time I look at it, it blows some air in my face.
I think that's some kind of the ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Zafta, are you okay? Your voice suddenly changed. Isn't that a little odd?
I'm just a little tired from screaming. Don't worry about it.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Well, for starters, you totally sound like a dude, but that's besides the point. And secondly,
You two.
okay, fine. Or anyway, this ventilator, I mean, if that's what you call it, looks like it must connect next door to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough. Or something like that.
I suppose. Maybe that's it.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused. I forget to look around properly.
Oh, let me guess. What you're gonna do? You're gonna press the little button over on the side that moves the screen around, aren't you? I'm gonna pretend he's.
Yeah, it's okay. Skip through
That's
that.
funny. That's funny. That's literally the first thing I did. Ah, here.
This is... Yes, it's a Belcore contraption, I think.
What do you mean contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Those nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
No. I'm sure just everyone's busy, that's all.
2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think living isn't the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in, so yes, I basically had to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not.
This is where dear Cosmo-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
London Diary. Poor Cosmo. He didn't even finna make it to his destination.
Looks as though the last entry is incomplete.
Which means... What? He was in the middle of writing when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
Ay-ya!
Ah!
That's out of the question. Cosmo-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
What if something important? What if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? I like how he's already talking about it as if it's a case now. And it hasn't even been brought up that he's going to trial for it. Alright. I won't read it. Can you help me up though?
Cosmo-sama?
I don't like prying on people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important?
A very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I still wait on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Yes. I see it says this way up in Japanese.
Which, in hindsight, I should have realized that the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was just tossed on the floor here.
Dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Did you just see for like a brief moment she smiled in her animations?
Honestly, I love, like, I love Maya and Emma and like all the companions we've had in like the first trilogy, but Susato, I love her so much.
Oh, Susa's a great companion.
She is an awesome companion.
Well,
Like I was sad to lose Kazuma, but bringing in Susato, oh my god,
Oh, she's so good.
she's so good.
She's like that perfect blend of. She's like really nice and professional, but then she still has that like Maya Fey energy.
yeah.
She is very much like a Mia and Maya combined into one, and I love her for it.
Well, that box was less than painful than a Susato takedown.
Also, you know what I realized? Ryanosuke is an English student. Why didn't he just write it in English?
I don't know. Maybe writing isn't really his strong suit.
Maybe, but that's legit his major in university.
I have no clue either. You know what? It's best not to question these things.
But to be fair, student doesn't mean he's fluent.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
The books have fallen over the shelf. Look, they're toppled the same way.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mowed down at once.
I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think?
I seriously doubt that.
Then perhaps... It was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess a few books in the statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case? I wonder. That is a good question.
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess.
Did Kazuma write that name before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
Must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage.
God, what's with every single second case and writing stuff with the finger? I swear.
Wait. I'm just trying to think back on the cases because the second case in the first game was Mia's. What was
She
the
wrote
second case?
Justice for All. Oh, you forget also. Oh, that's a pot, but I guess Rise from the Ashes also had Emma written on it.
Didn't the second game first case have like with
Yeah.
Maggie?
Yeah, Maggie with the IE.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Trials and Tribulations. I don't know. We'll see when we get to that.
I think that there's more than that for sure.
Well, okay, let's think further in. I don't remember Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies. I'm pretty sure the first case had something like that. where I think was it that police lady? She wrote down. Oh no, that was Apollo. That was Apollo. That was Apollo. Never mind.
Dual Destinies did have the writing. It was the first case when Apollo got attacked in the
Yes.
in the blown up in the blown up courtroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Because
and then
Apollo wrote something.
yeah, and then
apparently.
Spirit of Justice. I don't know actually.
Because I remember that Dual Destinies case so well because I was like, Apollo, no.
I remember it quite fondly too, for different reasons. Anyway.
I mean, Apollo Justice is my favorite character, so. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
You don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san?
What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm not familiar with. What does it mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's Russian.
Huh? Who's that? Wasn't he here a minute ago? As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European.
Kyle, you get to play the best man. Oh,
I'm so excited, but I'm not gonna do this justice at all.
Kyle, you forget what we have to do
you
later
have to
in.
do the British accent.
You have to do the British accent, and then you have to do.
Look at the British accent. Ah, fuck.
You,
Oh,
You got
also
to do
you
the
have to
British
do
accent.
Also, you forget we have to do in the next room over. I've gotten that far into the case
Yeah,
that I
I
know.
know.
It
That part's gonna be fun, but
Ooh, that's gonna be fun. I can't wait for that.
here's the thing. I have to try the accent. That doesn't mean I'm going to succeed.
doing a British accent is not that hard.
You know the Stepman too, have you?
I mean, in theory, neither is Russian. We all know how that turned
Oh
out.
my god, wait! I eventually have to use a British accent. Yay!
I have no idea who he is or how he got here, but he looks suspicious. And excuse me. Excuse me. Hold on.
He is
Okay.
suspicious.
He's tall. Very tall. Suspiciously tall. Ooh, combining words together. Ooh, look at me. What? Was it something I said? Was it the suspiciously tall thing? Why is that surprising?
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He sure doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And he's investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
In that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining, or does Sato look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I've expected you've noticed already, but just in case.
I don't care. Alright, alright then. I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do. Chaos Man.
Excuse me. Excuse me! Do you have a moment?
This is a critical point. Ah, fuck.
you already fucking botched it.
I
GG.
warned you about this, okay? Twitch is my witness. I fucking warned you.
GG. You already botched the the first line.
Oh, no, it's all downhill from here.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you know how
Oh,
often they
beautiful. Round of applause, everybody. Round of... You are never gonna live that down, Kyle.
Nope. I know full well this is gonna be awful.
Well, considering this is on Twitch, this is gonna be captured for everyone to see.
Works for. I mean, yeah, sounds about right.
All right, what's next? Excuse me, sir. You kind of had a little problem there.
This is a critical point of my investigation.
This is the first moments of this is the first moments of him, and he already botches his own voice is already botched. It ain't gonna get any better than this, people. It ain't gonna get any better than this. All right, Kyle, you wanna redo that line one more time?
No, keep going, please.
This is a critical point in my investigation.
Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly, and also his voice sounds odd. Might need a cough drop.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Greetings.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back for you so you can say what you can. Dude, second line of the game doesn't even have enough time to read it.
I was laughing so much my headphones fell off.
Great job there. Would you like to read that line one more time?
This is gonna be a long night.
Yes, it is. You get a long night with my shitty voice acting skills. I hope you guys are happy.
I keep changing up my voice for Susanoo because I'm not quite sure what fits her yet, so I'm just like experimenting with her. So I feel you.
Oh boy.
Sorry, let me fill this. You already punched. Jesus Christ!
No.
Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you that long.
Just keep going.
What exactly are you doing on Kazuma's desk just now?
What a himbo.
I see. Fascinating.
There you go.
Sorry? What do you see? I feel like he's looking right through me. Hey! Don't look at my chest.
Oh yes, everything is clear now.
Wink, wink.
Is it bad? The first line thing that went through my head was fucking he's drawing his chesticles for local city.
Oh yes, everything is clear now. Wink, wink. Oh, we don't even know his fucking name.
For this, guys, this is.
The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized.
Okay, cool. Please stop looking at me.
You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry. What?
And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in the most troubling predicament.
Oh! Well, that's true at least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Do you perhaps manage to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary.
Huh?
You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
Huh?
And when the bereaved occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarized the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
Uh, uh,
Uh, just to be clear, you're talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am.
you mofo.
Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name.
I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
What?
And you're plotting a revolution, too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked.
No, listen, there's no way I... Ah!
Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous! Help me out, please!
Could you do it?
For pity's sakes, open your eyes! I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously.
Oh. Forgive me.
And as for you, you motherfucker! Can't even say a fucking sentence! What kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came to your head! And again, you don't have to fucking talk!
Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in the most troubling predicament, do you not?
Well, yes. Maybe.
Ah, there you have it, you see? What do you make of that,
Well, to be honest, you fucking suck. Well, to be honest, actually, number 1, you suck. Number 2, this ship is en route to England. Number 3, I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. And number 4, if I didn't say this again earlier, you suck. So, I'm not really sure what you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation.
Indeed, and observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right.
I don't think you introduced yourself.
Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, can I say that? Can we just call him Sherlock Holmes? It's clearly what his name is supposed to be. I give
No,
zero fucks about.
copyright. Copyright.
Fine.
So, it's really you. The actual Sherlock Holmes.
The very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes.
Do you know this man, Susato-san?
The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on then? Also, it sounds like his name does not sound... I think his name means what it doesn't mean what I think it means.
I must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Oh, well, fuck you. I'm gonna keep looking around.
Okay, what's a good name of that here? I'll be right back.
Pushes him out of the way. Excuse me, I need to go read this sign for a second. These are the rules of passes for travel aboard the SS Borya.
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush structure is straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Well, I wouldn't say straight, but... Sorry, I had to make a joke. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Can you really look at those characters without feeling shame? Knowing who drew them so thoughtfully.
Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why should I be able to?
Even though you stowed away on the ship.
Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win.
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
I suppose that just shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. That's my dinner from last night. I roast chicken. It's really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how did the plate end up on the floor?
Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right. So he didn't touch it, which meant all the more for me.
Oh no. Does that mean... Where Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible.
Now I'm suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach.
There's nothing on this table at all.
Why, thank you. Yes, there isn't. Clearly isn't.
The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute.
Back.
What is it?
That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner.
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
No, no, no! Alright, is that the last of it?
Minato just keeps friggin' going to like, you're guilty or not guilty, you're guilty or not guilty.
So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again?
Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes.
I still have a feeling your name is totally different from what it should be.
Yes, reminds me of someone named Sherlock Holmes?
No, you're thinking of someone differently.
Oh, maybe I am.
Can't be him.
I'm so sorry, Naruhodo-san.
Oh, I see. You're German. Herlock, was it? Her. Nice call back to cover, Gavin.
No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Yes, Rand's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. I never Mitsubishi. I have it sent from England, especially.
Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then?
Indeed I am.
And you've read so many of your own stories, you start to think you really are a detective?
Make no mistake, I am not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward.
Backward?
My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
You have a biographer?
Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London.
Dr. Wilson?
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I returned from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown.
Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science.
Really?
The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of the muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data.
Why does that last sentence feel a bit off to me? Or that last one, furrows in the skin. Right! Thank you. You're thinking exactly what I'm thinking.
And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can you look me in the eye and claim that?
So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes.
What a himbo. I love him.
So, before we started, I know. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you?
Kazuma. Ah, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Observe for a moment. The desktop of the victim.
Ooh, desktop.
We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text.
London Diary.
London Diary. Oh, wait,
That was me. Hey! London Diary. Cosmo's keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people.
Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
You mean you've already read it already?
It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese.
Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what the Suzata takedown is. Suzata-san? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
Sorry, Naruto-san? What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair.
I love Susanoo.
Sorry, life is so unfair. I believe you there, buddy.
I love Susanoo. Oh,
Sounds great. Huh. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what's the nature of the writing? Pray, be precise as to details.
Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese.
A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado. Nado nado.
I trust you're suitably impressed.
Ah.
I love him.
But this diary is littered with complicated characters, of which I can read precisely none.
So what was all that showing off before then? So you can't really freaking read Japanese.
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm much obliged, my dear madame.
The final entry here in Cosmos Summon's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound.
These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin.
Yes, the adjoining cabin. So, Capcom, when are we getting a second Ace Attorney trilogies for Dual Destinies? So, have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything, my dear fellow? Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
When I became anxious about Cosmos Summon this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself among the number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Herlock Sholmes, was on board.
Oh my god, just shut up.
And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruto.
Ah!
The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, 2 facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? 2 facts, you said? Ooh. Mr. Sholmes, please tell us, what 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin?
Ah, yes. But first, let's be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yes, I understand, but what were they?
Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows.
God, at least Gumshoe kind of just goes straight to the point, gets straight to the point.
No,
Does he really?
Actually, that's a good point.
Herlock just has to be dramatic. It's
Yeah, he
Herlock.
does. Yeah,
Yep.
what am I talking about?
Number 1. The cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2. The victim was a Russian and killed following dispute with an acquaintance.
Hold on, Mr. Sholmes. What made you think the victim was Russian?
Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Russian word I can't say. That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Interesting. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue fill in their head. For this young man, Russian.
Kazuma was Russian? Was he?
Initially, I considered Gardarov, maybe the name of the killer. A certain Robert Gard, perhaps. But in the interest of fairness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. I spoke!
Hey. Quite so. I found you. The renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Why is it that I'm Russian now, too?
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted.
Also, sorry, I was a bit interrupted because I saw someone literally post a fucking Macintosh Plus on Facebook.
What?
Like an old school Macintosh Plus, like those really big beige boxes.
God.
I know, right?
That's fucking ancient.
It's $50. He doesn't know if it works or not. So I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, besides the point, I saved it for later.
And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Oh my god. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea.
And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong.
I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details.
Baby boy!
This-
My baby. I'm just
Mr.
gonna like,
Shalom's?
I'm just gonna like sit here and just like cry for a second. My baby boy.
Mr. Shlomes?
Mr. Slums!
Whoops, did not. Ahem. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yes. Kazuma had been taken away when I woke up. It's the first time I've actually seen him like this. Why is it always the mentors that get killed first?
You're alright, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Oh, baby boy.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Shlomes?
What, pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary... You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary thing from Russia and all that?
Ah, yes. The train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think?
Something. Certainly, if it interests you.
You know, I'm okay with you just saying something random, some random Russian word. You can say "da" for all I care.
Duh.
Russian word. How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Can we talk about your deduction before the things you concluded about me? I mean,
Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in.
actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless revolutionary and assassin of 16 part.
Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night, the young Russian was murdered.
Since when was Kazuma Russian?
It sounds like Mr. Shums has included he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik.
What?
No. How could it have been me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. That's a nice beard, though.
It is a very nice beard.
Yeah. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. And therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well.
Oh. Ugh, please.
And, I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Well, that's because I'm stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower.
Ah, yes. The journalist clearly interviewed the man who printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he's plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters? I wonder.
Now, what about the part where he said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also, quite clearly stated in the article. The Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Where even is that anyway? This Afghanistan place.
Here, take the paper for yourself, as a little memento of this great deduction.
Oh, thank you.
I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well.
On the back?
Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it couldn't hurt just to take a glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two.
So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least.
Do you have some more to go?
Gosh, she literally has the same look as Maya as well.
She does.
She does.
As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to.
The great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear enough soon.
Do you think perhaps that we could go with you?
No, that would be somewhat complicated.
What? But why?
A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer.
Oh. Please.
After all, you're the prime suspect of this matter. No?
There's no point to trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place.
Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. This fucking man.
You must be joking! You just said it, like, only a moment ago!
Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really.
So, what? You were looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are.
Well, anyway, that was then and this is now.
What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
Now he's just,
This fucking dude.
now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having laughed in my face. His sense of humor is just as twisted as his name. Speaking of his name, I really think that S should be in front of his first name, but you know what? I'm not gonna question this any further.
Haruharu-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well.
Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Ah!
Sir Cosmos has spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue you're willing to give up. You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate.
As if you gave me the choice in rolling over part. My back is not getting used to this. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in this here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for the chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
The situation doesn't look too good for me. But there's still things I can do to help myself. And I will also Cosmo to do everything I can to find out a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing is, it appears that we have broken clean in two.
Glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure it sounds like Cosmo. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he?
A mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick like hue.
Ah, good. At least he came up with that distinction of a brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It's the color of brick, isn't it?
The color of more than brick.
Let's not jump to the conclusions here. Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Make sure I got everything. Got this.
When I went for help and the crewmen forced the door open, this bolt has been firmly closed.
It's quite a small bolt, not particularly sturdy. And it just slides across to secure the door shut. Still, the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense up and all tense up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside room in a situation like this.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and this room are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There'd be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Oh, look over there.
crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he?
That's what I thought.
Why don't we try talking to him?
Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again. But I suppose I could try.
Oof.
Ah! Is that...
Is something wrong? Never heard us that?
Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help but feeling I've seen him somewhere before.
Yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir.
Kyle.
Yes, what can I do for you?
I recognize that face, but it can't be. It is!
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
Oh, thank you for this guy last time. Shit. Hello again.
You did very posh for him.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you. My heart stopped.
He nearly stopped. I hope.
I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board the ship.
Again? I like how...
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector.
If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask.
I never expected to see this man on board, but perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation.
Hi, Inspector Hosonaga.
So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes. And why are you dressed as a member of the crew?
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility.
For what?
My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated.
Assassinated? How could that be even be a possibility?
I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities.
This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Cosmo-sama was assassinated?
Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew.
I see.
And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time I've been on board, from morning until night, every day.
Is it weird that I just imagine him just being in the corner staring at Kazuma?
He's just hanging in the corner like a bat. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize.
Inspector.
So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word.
We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves.
I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer.
Of course not.
We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door.
Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin.
I'm sorry.
What?
You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two.
I suppose. I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well.
Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive.
What do you mean?
If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to.
But I don't see how...
There might be a way.
What? Really?
Think of how you tried to persuade me of your... blah 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 blah, I can't speak today. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession.
Evidence?
It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. And choose some evidence. Ah, you keep skipping!
Oh no, it was just she just explained what we just did, so I didn't feel like we need to read through that. Yeah. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hasanaga could use. Anyway. So, evidence that could give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin? Alright. Yes. I think I might know what we can use. Let's see if I can present anything. This is interesting.
We found something relevant? Naruhodo-san?
Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I, but look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Oh, what the fuck? Where did you come from?
Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article.
Susato! Ah!
Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Oh, thank you. Huh. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Shlomes.
Shlomes.
It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. The renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova.
Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Suzatte's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
It does seem to be Russian. It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian.
No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says.
He's back. Apparently floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, "A revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai."
Yes, you told us that before.
It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale.
Oh my goodness. He is fearsome.
Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright. Wasn't he?
The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off.
I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Oh.
Yeah,
My
stop
baby
looking
boy.
at that.
You make me sad. My
Present.
baby boy.
Oh. Right, Kostada. Ah, this is the paper seal that was stuck over the wardrobe doors this morning, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. To stop the cabin steward from opening up and discovering me.
Wouldn't it have been better to write it in English if you didn't know Russian?
Maybe, but a photo paper amulets like this are part of our culture, Inspector. I thought if I made it look creepy enough, people would be too scared to want to open inside.
It isn't easy being a stowaway, is it?
Can you show this newspaper, Inspector?
I'm sorry, but I can't read Russian very well.
Oh, no, that's alright. I know what it says.
So, you just wanted to point out your university-level linguistic talents, is that it?
Sorry?
Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater.
Huh?
Is that what you were trying to say?
Sorry. Forget I mentioned it.
What's that?
It's Kazuma's diary.
Before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary.
Strange. In what way?
He wrote, "It looks like some kind of speckled band dangling from the ventilator grill."
A speckled band. That is strange.
Yes, we're still trying to work up what he meant by that, but what I'd like to know is...
Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it?
You're very astute, Inspector.
Yeah, unlike that Sherlock Holmes guy.
Matsunaga!
That ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin.
That's right, so if we can investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was.
All right then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you.
Really? You're willing to do that?
Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though.
But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders?
A man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do.
Thank you.
Let's seize the moment then. Naruhodo-san.
Move. Alright, let's see if we can find out. We're gonna click.
Naruhodo-san, move your handcuffed ass out that door.
Oh, look at this. Oh, she actually comments on what she says. That's interesting. A cabin. Kazuma-san's quarters. Dot 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 dot. First and foremost, we must get out of this cabin. Oh, that's nice. Whew. I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation. Susato?
Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on a study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is twice as large as my accommodation in steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. That's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he's sitting down.
The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here or out.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs?
Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you.
Please, don't give me that pitying look. We probably should, investigate everything.
Ah, a trap for catching mice.
Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although, they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait.
Let me see. Yes, I think that's what it's called. Cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like.
You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers.
Really? But, I suppose you're right.
You are not actually going to try it, are you?
All I've had to eat for the last couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe.
Are you? I'll find a little snack for you later.
What's this say? What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it?
That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh, an alarm.
It says press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh, this is a half to see.
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it.
But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs.
Oh my god. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
I wish everything would just stop. This ship included.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Oh, I'll do this. I want to do this. Oh, excuse me. We need to get inside the cabin here.
Sailor's eyes speak volumes. They're clearly saying keep out.
That's what I wrote on the sign that we put on the road doors. Although this man's version is definitely more effective.
Doesn't look like he's going to let us pass.
That's a problem. It's a huge book on top of the table there, and there's a pen next to it.
That looks like the ship's log.
Shall I have a little look through it?
Writing so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You don't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment.
I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san. Even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank.
Presumably, that means there was nothing to report. Excuse me, but could I ask you something?
You little stowaway murderer!
Yeah, we're doing this. That wasn't a good start, wasn't it?
Right, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you?
You little third-class lady's maid!
Oh,
You seem to have caught this sailor in a bad day, Suzato-san.
I am not sailor! My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman Beef Stroganoff.
Best thing to do is avoid eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area.
Yeah, we are in the finished part of the Birium steamship for very important persons.
What sort of very important persons?
Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret. Many important persons. That is why I always guarding this place.
Gosh, that's amazing.
But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you and throw you in the ocean. But Stroganoff is not edible.
Thank you.
if I may, I was wondering... Is the cabin next to Mr. Soki's currently occupied?
Da!
Suzato-san, did you understand that?
It sounded like... duh. I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no.
Genius.
It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation.
Well, it sounds like there's somebody next door in the cabin at least.
Yes. It's tantalizing.
Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff?
Da! All the time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
Wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
It is sad about student boy.
Were you on watch last night as well?
Of course.
And did you notice anything at all that time? Anything unusual?
Yet!
Suzato-san? Did you understand that?
It's clearly no.
I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all.
And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way?
I said no!
Sorry! I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cab next door to Mr. Sogi's?
His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman.
A Western gentleman.
Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with the murders of the student boy.
How can you be so sure about that?
Mr. Roylott is an authentic Western gentleman. Such a man who has no interest in lowly students from insignificant Far East Islands.
That was harsh.
Suzato-san is mean!
Suzato-san, why are you in the corner? Okay.
Naruhodo-san, are you so sure you are okay? Anyway, could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard?
That is none of your business.
Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time. I've never once heard anything from next door, or ever felt like there's anyone there.
Yeah, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins. He must be rather important. Is that right?
That is none of your business.
Yeah, I think it is my business. My best friend has just been murdered.
This is enough. I cannot say more now.
Oh,
It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin.
yes. Alright.
Bulkhead to second class area, staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of a mountain, or as English say, when pigs fly.
Yes, I understand.
I leave.
Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely. Oh, are we gonna have enough time to do this? This is it. This is the cabin next to ours, the one the ventilator connects to.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask.
No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries.
How annoying. What was that? It came from inside the cabin.
Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman.
Stand aside. Oh, no, that's you. That's you. Wait, I'm sorry. Mr. Schlom's, did you sound American for a second?
What nonsense! Now stand back. I'm about to break the door down.
Mr. Sholmes!
I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges.
Can we just appreciate that entrance though? Man just like full on like twirled into the scene. He was just like, ah yes, I am here.
Can we acknowledge that that he has whenever he hears a scream, he has a burning passion to just strike down doors. I'm not gonna question if you're not gonna question it.
He just pulls like a Kool-Aid man. Just oh no, oh no, oh yeah,
Oh yeah!
oh yeah.
Susato?
Oh, please. Wait, Mr. Jones. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick?
I told you! He has the urge to kick doors down! So if the door's unlocked, he's like, fuck, where the fuck am I gonna kick?
Also, that's great.
I'm so frustrated. I can't think of it.
I'm sorry, I can't keep thinking of the fact that every time there's a scream, he just busts in like, I'm here to save the day! Alright, anyway. I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. You can kick the wall if you really feel the urge to, Mr. Sloan. Oh, you probably should do this because I think you know who it is.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are you?
A Western gentleman. This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream.
A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin.
True. This old man does appear to be the only person here. But in that case, who just screamed?
Get out, all of you, now!
Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Galinsby Roylott, I believe.
Yes, that's me. And you are...
I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt.
No.
I am a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely.
The man just uses that magazine just like a business card. Jeez.
Detective. I do not trust detectives.
We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe at this time. So, might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small
What?
thing?
Gentleness, that thing. Snap.
Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit into a small trunk like that?
Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk.
Don't look at me.
Wait. Did you see that, Mr. Naruto?
Yes, the case just shook.
Leave. Now. Otherwise, I'll call the steward.
So this is Cosmo's neighbor, Mr. Grimsley Royalt. There's no doubt about it. The strange Russian man is hiding something.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, seriously though, are you reading my mind or something? Why are you darting your eyes back and forth?
You're just very easy to read. Anyway, let's see if we can find some clues before that early sailor returns.
What the fuck is he doing?
It's in the wardrobe, what else?
Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Shlomes?
You need only address me as Sholmes.
That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Shlomes. What were you doing there?
Why, I was resting, of course.
Resting?
Indeed, I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. waiting for the inevitable time. That would be to call my great powers of detection into service.
Oh,
And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken?
Well, no, actually, we were actually spot on for once.
Observe closely. Our Russian host in his cabin, Mr. Voivod, is clearly trying to hide something. And do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why? The truth, of course.
Okay, let's save quickly. This guy I haven't saved in a while.
That's a good idea.
probably smart.
Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians.
So it's just thinking. So the truth is clearly for everyone. Right.
Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it?
Oh, yes, please.
Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. For I want to apply my great detective's ability, greatly admired great deduction to the case.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but actually, hold on. Here's my question: do you actually want to go through this, or are you guys good? Because I know this. I've already finished up to this part personally. So I'm just wanting to know if you're okay, if you want to keep going ahead with this, because we're gonna have to go through this.
I mean, I don't really care. Like, I work at 11 tomorrow, so I don't really have to
Kyle?
get up early.
Yeah, I'm fine for that.
All
mean,
right.
I normally don't go to sleep till like 2 in the morning anyway. So.
Who needs sleep?
And I
Who
mean,
needs
like,
sleep?
I didn't get to watching the episode of Vanitas, so I'm probably gonna watch that in bed tonight.
You know what? I was kind of hoping you'd say that because we were at the point of like I wanted to actually get through this part. Because I love this part when I first experienced it on the Switch.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god, I
So
can't.
good.
We're finally gonna get to do it.
It's so awesome.
It's so
No,
good.
this is the part I've been waiting for. Dun dun dun.
So fun.
Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you?
What?
From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness?
I really don't think either of the things should be occurring to you, or anyone.
That's right. And Mr. Jones. I know the Sand Spirit and Dark Glasses are hard to remember, especially on first meeting, but I once read. It is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment.
Sorry, complete side note while I'm thinking about it. I just want to point out how freaking amazing this theme is.
Oh my god, it is, yes.
I absolutely fucking love this theme so
Oh my
much.
god.
It's so good. Alright, anyways, that little nerding out over. Shh, I must have complete silence.
How about no?
My dear boy, shh.
Do you want me to say it in Spanish? No. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that?
Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I've quite made up my mind now. There could be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roybot, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions.
What do you mean?
Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not?
Huh?
And number 2, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. Does it not?
Oh, not at all, Sen. I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholm's great deductions with my own eyes.
That was a great deduction?
Nothing can deceive Mr. Jones. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
What? What effable twaddle?
Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventure of Herlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true. God. So
can
first we
hardly-
have Maya, who is a total nerd about the Steel Samurai. Then we have Emma, who is a total nerd over Edgeworth. And now there's
And
Susato.
science.
And
Yes.
science.
And now
And now there's Susato. Total nerd
Susato-
about Sherlock Holmes.
detective novels and investigations. Jesus. I can hardly believe it, but all the color is drained from Mr. Royal's face. Looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholm's conclusions were right.
How could you?
How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say? Very well then. I shall elucidate. I shall explain to you how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So do I cordially invite you upon the journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning.
Okay, I'm gonna say first. Alright, it begins! It begins!
Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together.
Ah, the direct deduction!
The game is afoot.
It starts! Oh, Kyle, you're gonna have to read this as he goes. I'm not pressing anything.
Pretty sure you have to.
Oh,
So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roybot.
never
Obviously,
mind.
what catches the eye in the first place is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now, we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on.
I just love how stylistic this is. Like,
Oh, the style on this is so good.
God, that's
That's
swag
cool.
though. You
it's
can
such
just
a
feel it.
cool, like gameplay mechanic. Like I've been so impressed with other great Ace Attorney and how like stylistic it is. I love it.
Oh my god, it's so good.
God,
It's so stylistic.
so amazing.
Sorry, continue. I just
No
needed to
worries,
nerd out
like-
about it for a second.
No, this is
It's
fine.
beautiful.
I don't blame you because I want to nerd out about it too. It's so good.
The first time I saw this, I'm like, okay, so he's gonna explain stuff like, what? What? He's going into depths and detail?
It all right.
He's gonna. No other fucking detective has done this yet.
No.
And the question is, why has no one done this yet?
Because Dick Gumshoe is kind of a dumb man, but we love him.
Anyway. It's true.
Alright.
Like,
The question then begs this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Boulevard? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper. In particular, this fascinating front-page article. Which, it would appear, you have read also, Mr. Boulevard. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, "A revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai." As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand.
Topic dose.
Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing the most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime, over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roybot. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes streams. And I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
No, I refuse.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps. One slight enough to fit therein.
Okay, that sounds stupid.
Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another and most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page. A renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma, Elevensky.
I love that. I loved every moment of that.
It's so fucking good.
I'm
Such a
sorry.
dramatic man, and I
love it so much. Holy shit! Like
Like-
the first.
when I first got to this case, Kyle texted me beforehand, and he's like, "Okay, just warning you right now, you're meeting Herlock in this case, and you're either gonna like love him or hate him." And then I texted back a couple of minutes later, like, "This friggin' man! Oh my!"
I know, right?
It's so chaotic. It's great.
I was like, after I did this entire, like, this first part of the scene, I'm like, holy shit. And I was like, you know what? Phoenix Wright can take his Magatama and shove it up his ass.
We need
Sorry.
a Herlock Sholmes, and then we're good.
No. Phoenix could throw that Magatama and shove it up his ass. Apollo could take his bracelet, shove it up his ass. And Phoenix could grab Widget and throw it out the door.
Just delete it.
Delete it. Basically step on it. Like, nothing comes close to freaking Herlock Sholmes and just what he just presented to me. I'm like, this man I swear to God, I can hate him in such situations, but in other situations, I just love him so much.
No.
And,
Everyone
like,
else doesn't get the job done, but Herlock gets it done in style.
And like,
Move
since-
over, Emma.
Since both me and Kyle are watching Vanitas, Kyle will understand this. He is like Vanitas, just not as bad.
Oh god, yeah. Now that you mention it.
Because like, Vanitas is also a dramatic fucker, but I feel like Vanitas is worse in a way.
Vanitas is 100% worse, but still.
Kyle.
What?
Yeah.
You'll know soon enough. Anyway, moving on.
Should I be concerned?
Susato-san, that wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Film's brilliant deductions, you know?
You know, I think they're full of brilliant bullshit, if I'm perfectly honest.
I mean, it has been brilliant.
That did seem a little different somehow.
Excuse me, Mr. Shlomes, could you come over here for a moment?
Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about your deductions. Would you mind?
Not at all. Go on.
Well, to start with, there's this newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but... These two men look nothing like each other.
Ah, yes, I recall a discussion earlier. And at the time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance.
In fairness to Mr. Films, this is where that does look more like the man than you do.
That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him adopting the ballerina.
Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman.
Not at first glance. It's clearly it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that case, even if you pushed really hard.
Suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child. Is she?
You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15.
No, I didn't know. How could I?
Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case.
Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness in their bodies. For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case.
Oh dear, you must be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Jones.
Ugh, this whole thing is turning into a circus.
Senor Hutto.
Oh, sorry.
Ah!
Sorry. Okay.
Ah!
Rewind.
Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Shone's deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of the matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention is his logic that seems a little off.
Your idea of a little, maybe a little off itself, Mr. Sato.
There's just one or two keywords in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering, we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Switch some keywords in his deductions?
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholm's great deduction.
Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind.
This man has a lot of work.
At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me.
It's not that funny.
Ah, and you, my good fellow.
Sorry?
Take a moment to look at your wrists.
My wrists?
Naruhodo, you dumb ass. What? Where are your handcuffs?
Huh? How did...
I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction.
I don't believe it.
Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel.
And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished.
I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this.
So, let us begin.
The game is afoot.
Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and the reasoning spectacular.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Schloss! Alright, let's do this again. Alright, I don't think you need to read this out again.
I don't have to, but at some point it is gonna change. So...
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not gonna make you read off what from the very beginning unless something changes.
Not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I doubt that's something I'd ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though.
It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either.
Which means, I suppose, that the deduction is wrong.
Let's try to switch a keyword here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters.
Alright, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott.
I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use the shears on.
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Sholmes' deduction better,
Then what?
then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san.
Why am I the one to do something like this? Anyway, let's see if there's anything we could use to switch up that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roulette going to use those enormous shears for? Let's see. Copious beard, thick hat, coat buttons. Can I choose the wardrobe? I want to choose the wardrobe. I want to choose the wardrobe! Fine. I guess I'm going to choose the gold locks.
Yes!
Oh god, I have to start reading now.
Yep.
You were on the verge of using those shears to cut away those golden locks you sport.
Indeed, you have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose.
Sure, Sherlock, sure.
Such lush, golden hair certainly does not befit an old man.
You're not a man at all. You're a woman. And judging from the length and sheen of your hair.
One still very much in her youth.
Oh no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected.
The question then begged is this: Why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Well, once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the Oh,
Well, that was a shock. I had no idea the young man was really a young woman in disguise. Did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise, Naruto-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Sorry?
You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room, deducing the fact with Mr. Silence.
Can you just imagine from Sasato's perspective, she's just standing there watching these two dance around? And she's like, the fuck am I watching? Okay, look, I'm just like doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. This is strictly business. No strictly
Yes, I understand. Say no more.
Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sloane's deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now.
No, that's true, given that Mr. Warlot is actually a woman.
Exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now.
Yes.
Switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them.
For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best.
Yes!
The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina.
that's right, you've hit the nail on the head. The renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai.
Ugh.
It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name.
Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich ballerina's prima ballerina.
Miss Nikolina Pavlova.
That's a really long beard. Alright. Oh my gosh, she's a girl! Alright, you gotta come up with a new voice for this.
Yeah. I could do the okay, I don't know how to do a Russian accent, so I'm
Welcome to my pain.
I'm just going to improvise.
Oh, you can always choose another one if it's not Russian.
I'd like to point out, debatably, none of the Russians have actually been Russian so far. So
Yeah, maybe Strongman back over there sounded more Arnold than anything else.
You're right. I'll just do British for her. I don't care. My real name is
whatever works. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone.
Ta-da! Solved!
Sokovia. I could do a little bit like this. I don't know. I don't know what to do for her. I don't know what to do for her. I don't know what to do for her.
Alright, Kyle, this is where, Oh, wait, no. I think, yeah, no, he said this before.
Yeah, it'll change pretty soon, though, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly, she can't be inside that traveling case as well.
Oh, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all.
In which case, what's the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I see I'm gonna have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Shulman?
Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else out here that shows what this woman was up to.
Yes!
The proof of your crime is surely this tiara.
I believe this tiara was worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not? Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary,
The crime you've committed is theft.
No.
yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you.
No family, no friends. I am all alone, and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an earl? A Prussia? It belongs to me.
This girl's only 15 years old. She's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely.
Right. I will tell you everything. There's no point to hiding it now. I got the accent down. I'm good.
There you go.
Yes. Come, let's stop in haste.
What?
There remains one unsolved mystery about you.
Mystery? What do you mean?
You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there is no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I've ever laid eyes on them. Dear me, we are not pursued to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oil betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf.
He's completely changed tack with his deduction now.
I think Mr. Schultz is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you?
Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought up the bookshelf onto all this? It's just a wild guess, surely.
Oh. Do you think so?
It's actually kind of interesting though that as soon as he changes a line in logic, it actually just changes his reason, his deductiveness. I do find that kind of interesting. As soon as you interrupt the flow of logic, the entire timeline changes, and something that you actually don't know actually suddenly changes too, because you're now thinking something else. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have to be written on the bookshelf that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true. But still, Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. It must be somewhere in the same area if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn.
I agree. That's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookshelf.
Yes!
Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents.
What? I.
As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item would have moved on its own accord.
Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case.
Is the I'm not reading it at the same time. Is the last item listed as the forbidden in the vessel's ruins passage a pet?
I love them so much.
God, Kyle, I just realized we're gonna have to do this every single time this happens. Ah!
Yep. Our favorite piece of it.
Solve!
It's so stylistic. I love
Deduction
it
complete.
So
It's
much.
so good.
Elementary!
Elementary.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Ah, that was amazing. So clearly, you aren't who you say you were.
No. I am not Grimsby Raylot. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct.
You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel.
Which couldn't have been easy. The Breer is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she have really snuck on board without being noticed?
In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone.
So, if it was just you about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out that scream we heard from outside the cabin?
That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally.
More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me.
I was so scared when I read of it in Shanghai. I assumed that they were come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disguise myself? So no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then, just before you came here, I saw in the newspaper, right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened. I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut off all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and...
At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door.
Things happen like that sometimes, don't they?
Things do indeed happen like that from time to time.
Are those two even talking about the same thing?
There's just more thing I'd like to know. exactly do you have inside your traveling case?
Well, you know what? I ain't gonna reveal what's inside your traveling case. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm cutting it here.
Rip.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to cut it here.
Enjoy the sweet, sweet cliffhanger.
The sweet, sweet cliffhanger. You will never find out. Mwahahahahaha. Alright.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah,
that's-
guys, this is our last Ace Attorney stream ever. Like, you'll never find out anything anymore.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so that's the end of the stream.
Ow.
Tuesday, we're back to going into Ace Attorney again. I forgot what we were doing. I think we're at the end of the first case, so we're starting the second case. So, yeah, it is fun for Cameron here, because now you have to do multiple female voices for that entire case.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the stream. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
What?